What's up, guys? Welcome back again to Heavy Metal Football. This is Abhi, and we're continuing with this series titled "Let's Talk," and it's going to be Ruben Amorim. So this is going to be a post-match, a combination of a post-match and a take on Ruben Amorim. So yeah, we just played against Wolves a couple of days back, and I didn't want to be reactionary. I was just so pissed after watching the game, but then there is nothing to take away from the game as well. It was yet another boring game of football. So it's the same thing, guys. Like when you have players like Hoyland and Garnacho playing together, I we're neither going to create nor going to keep the ball. And with some of the injuries and some of the mistakes we make, it is going to be a boring game, right? So on Ruben Amorim, I think this is the perfect time to talk, right? So it's been a few months. I think he came into Manchester United uh, by October, and we were 4 points of top four. And I don't know how many points of top four we are. Probably languishing around 14th or 15th, thanks to Spurs that we are slightly better. Oh, shit, man. Bad things to be happy about, right? So, what's my take on him? I think after the initial burst of games, over the past few games, I've not been impressed, and I think he could be walking on tight waters here. I know some of these like fake loyal fans say that, hey, again, these guys are fake. They just want every manager out. It's not like that. But listen, just listen out to me, guys. Right? See, I would still give him time, right? I want to give him time, and I want to give him his players. But then again, I don't think our squad is as bad as it is made out to be. The Wolves manager, I think he came pretty much at a similar time, and they've gone on a winning bounce over 5, 6 games. So this is possible, right? And when Emery took over at Aston Villa, I think they were in the relegation zone, and I think he did fantastically well. So is our squad as bad as he makes it out to be? No. But is our squad equipped enough to play his style of football? Yes, I don't think we have the right players to that. I think we do have uh, a decent enough squad to finish top six, top eight, but not as bad. So the problems that I've been seeing with Ruben Amorim is I think he's so stuck to his ways. He wants to play one way of football that there is so much more skill set in the team that he's not wanting to use players like Casemiro, Xerxes, for whom I think he took way too much time to even understand what they can bring into the same system, right? So if we were 4 points off top four and he still has a blip, and maybe we're close to top eight, top six, top eight, I think I would have called that a progress, right? But I think we've regressed except for what we have been doing in Europe. And like, see, a club like Manchester United, whether people agree or not, we do have a sort of a football heritage. I think whether we have a manager or not, when these guys go to Europe and Old Trafford gets filled in, they just play differently, right? It happens to so many teams. It happens to Madrid, Barca, so many teams, right? So I would still appreciate him for what he's done in Europe. Uh, but let's be practical, guys. So let's just say if we do not win the Europa League and we finish wherever we are going to finish, he's going to start the next season under pressure, even if he's getting his players, which he might at least want 4 or 5 players, and getting them integrated. Uh, it is going to put him in a lot of pressure, and that is not a good place to be. So time and again we've seen that we should have sacked managers by the summer. We just keep prolonging, and then we sort of push it up till October, like what we've done. I'm not saying we have to sack him, but then I think he should have got this team playing much better football. So this is the very reason I think the bald fraud got sacked, right? Eric Ten Hag. And I think we're continuing to play the same football, and it is kind of baffling for me how we have a three at the back and five in midfield, a couple of forwards, and still end up conceding goals, and we still are defensively weak. So again, I think Amorim has got better players in his squad right now. I mean, uh, Xerxes is a fantastic player, which he didn't use. He has Dillit, he has Aiden Heaven, and that kid, oh my god, playing center defense. Why is it not striking me? Well, I'll talk about him. So he does have a much better squad, and yet we are kind of underperforming, is what I would say. So I can see what sort of players he wants. He also has got Dogu and all that. But in spite of all that, I think he should be doing much better. And I am not the guy who's going to just blindly support a manager when he is wrong. It doesn't matter whoever it is. So, like I felt Eric Ten Hag's first season. I think he did really, really well. Our football was not great, but I think the second season he just lost his way completely. He just didn't know what sort of football to play, whether to play possession or be the best counter-attacking team. I think we were somewhere in between. And you know what? Like when teams are somewhere in between, it doesn't work. It always ends up working negatively. So I think Amorim, he definitely should be put on fraud watch. He has to be analyzed, and uh, but he still has a chance. He all he has to do is just stop complicating stuff. Stop again getting square pegs in round holes. Like we've seen Bruno play really, really good games in center midfield, but he keeps switching Bruno between center midfield and number 10. And uh, on interviews, he says Xerxes is more like a number 10, but whenever he starts, he keeps starting him as a center forward, which I don't mind, but I think he's just horribly misprofiling players so far and not used certain players to the best of their abilities, right? Like players like Casemiro, Xerxes, and I feel even this young kid Cheeto, he's a much better footballer than uh, Rasmus Højlund. But I think he wants a certain kind of a forward who's tall, who's fast. He's so stuck with Højlund, and we just do not progress. So I think he just has to, wow, Amarum has to just go back to basics and play his most uh, technically proficient footballers, and I think that will solve most of the problem, right? So let's see, guys. I hope we do well in Europe, irrespective of what happens. I want us to always win, but if we do not win the Europa League and he gets sacked, I wouldn't be surprised. That's how football is, guys. It is a results business. Either I should see results or progress. When we see neither, and I think that's a problem. So thank you so much, guys. Hit like and subscribe to the channel, and add in your comments as well. We'll see you guys for another video. Thank you so much, guys. Bye bye.